a rolling range of hills that form part of the Eastern Ghats. The ridge is home not only to some of the most picturesque forests and waterfalls of the state, it is also the abode of that special Lord of the Kali Yuga, Sri Venkateshwara. The 7 hills of Tirumala are said to represent the 7 heads of Adisesha, on whom the divine Vishnu himself reclines. The gigantic serpent spans 250 miles with a width of 25 miles and its tallest head standing at 3,000 feet above sea level. Adisesha, in the form of these verdant hills, cradles the Lord's home under the gold-topped gopuram of the main sanctum called Ananda Nilayam. The beautiful feet of Lord Venkateshwara, the Haripadam, are a symbol of the Lord's presence on earth, of the divine power that runs through the fiber of the universe. It is this power that is manifested in the flowing rivers and gushing waterfalls, in the smoothness of the rocks and the majesty of the hills and valleys of Tirumala. The rishis of yesteryears have divided the many tirthams into 4 main groups. There are Dharma-prada tirthams, Jnana-prada tirthams, Bhakti-prada tirthams and Mukti-prada tirthams. Each of these tirthams has at least one story associated with it, reflecting the richness of Hindu myth and tradition. The Mukti-prada tirthams are considered to be the most important. Come, join us in a journey through lush forests, by sparkling waterfalls and dancing streams. Tumburu Tirtham. 7.5 miles from Tirumala, a high waterfall falls into a rocky valley. The Tumburu Tirtham recalls the story of sage Tumburudu, whose beautiful music inspired the king to gift him with a special veena named Kalavati, after the goddess of music Saraswati. Playing on his special veena, the sage enchanted the king and gathered many admirers. This made Narada, the messenger of the gods, so jealous that he cursed Tumburudu, a curse which could only be broken by a long and severe penance. So began Tumburudu's penance on the hill of Venkatadri, with Venkateshamam Rakshatu on his lips, which means, "Oh, save me, Lord Venkatesha." The hapless sage Tumburudu's penance lasted 1 full year on the banks of a river that ran through the beautiful valleys of Tirumala. He continued with his prayers until Vishnu, pleased with his devotion, released him from the curse and asked him to speak his heart's desire. The ascetic Tumburudu asked only that the river on whose banks he had spent so many months be named after him. This story embellishes the pages of the Brahmottara Kandam. Pilgrims of later years have placed a statue of the sage in this temple. As you walk by the rocky river bank, the very air seems to carry the strains of music. It reverberates with the sound of a continuous Om. The rock face seems to hold the form of a veena, large enough to be played by the gods. At several places in this valley, the trees, the curve of the rock, the upward view from the valley, all seem to mysteriously take on the shapes of musical instruments. The crystal clear stream plays a jalatarangam on the large pebbles on the riverbed. Most visitors to Tirumala go no further than Ananda Nilayam, the formal home of Sri Venkateshwara, if they ventured a little further to places such as the Tumburu Tirtham. There every Janma then would partake of the punya or virtue gathered from these Tirthams. The waters of the Tumburu Tirtham are considered so sacred that people bring new idols